Hey, it's great to see you, whether you're listening to this on your way to work, watching from your bedroom, or just taking a moment for yourself in the middle of a busy day. I want to say thank you for being here, because what we're about to talk about today is going to flip the script on what you think men actually fantasize about when it comes to women. It's not what Hollywood shows you. It's not what you hear in locker room conversations. And it's definitely not just what happens in the bedroom. Today, we're going to unpack something far deeper, far more powerful, and honestly, far more rare in modern dating. We're going to talk about what men really fantasize about doing to you when they are emotionally, mentally, and physically drawn in. This isn't about manipulation. This isn't about playing games. This is about understanding what ignites a man's desire at the deepest level, and how you, without changing a single thing about who you are, can start showing up in a way that makes you unforgettable. Because when a man is truly into you, when he sees you as the woman, he's not just dreaming of touching your body. He's fantasizing about being the one who makes you feel safe, alive, connected, and seen. Let's break this down into 5 truths. 5 things men secretly fantasize about doing to you, whether they can put it into words or not. Are you ready? Let's dive in. One of the deepest, most overlooked fantasies men have is this: to be the man who makes you feel safe enough to let go. And I'm not just talking about physical safety. I'm talking about emotional safety. The kind that allows you to take off the emotional armor you wear every day just to function in this world. Think about it. So many women today have had to step into their masculine energy just to survive, to build careers, to protect themselves emotionally, to navigate a dating world that often feels cold and disconnected. And with that strength, which is powerful and admirable, often comes a wall that says, I've got it handled. I don't need anything from anyone. And while that may be true in some areas, in love, that wall doesn't create closeness. It creates distance. Men, real, emotionally healthy men, don't fantasize about a woman who's constantly proving how little she needs him. He doesn't want to compete with your independence. He wants to complement it. He dreams of being the one person in your life who gets to see the part of you no one else sees. The part that's tired of always having to be in control. The part that secretly craves someone strong enough to carry the weight with you. When a man truly wants to show up for you, he fantasizes about being the person who gives you permission to just breathe. He wants to see you soften, not because you're weak, but because you feel safe. That softening, the moment you relax into his presence and stop overthinking every move. That is what draws him in more than any outfit, more than any perfectly scripted text message. This doesn't mean becoming helpless or dependent. It means allowing yourself to receive. And for a man, there's nothing more intoxicating than a woman who is strong, but still lets him in. A woman who knows how to take care of herself, but doesn't feel like she has to prove that every second. A woman who trusts herself enough to lean on him, not because she needs to, but because she chooses to. That choice, that letting go, is everything. It's what turns physical attraction into emotional intimacy. It's what transforms sex into connection. It's what takes a casual relationship and turns it into something magnetic, something irreplaceable. So when you're with a man who's truly into you, ask yourself, can I let go a little here? Can I allow this man to show up for me, even in the smallest way? Because the truth is, men don't fall in love when they're giving to someone who's emotionally closed off. They fall in love when they feel needed, not in a desperate way, but in a way that says, I trust you with parts of me the world doesn't get to see. And that kind of trust, that kind of surrender, that's what he fantasizes about, far more than anything physical. Letting go isn't weakness. It's the most powerful form of connection you can offer. And to the right man, it's everything. One of the most powerful fantasies men carry especially when they are genuinely into a woman, is the idea of being the one who awakens her. I'm not just talking about turning you on physically, although yes, that's part of it. What I mean is something much deeper and more lasting. The fantasy of being the man who unlocks your passion, your playfulness, your raw, unfiltered energy. There's something magnetic about a woman who is fully alive in her body, her laughter, her dreams. A woman who's not performing, not shrinking, not filtering herself to be more palatable. She's just on fire. And every man who's genuinely drawn to you is secretly asking himself, could I be the man who brings that out in her? Could I be the one who makes her feel so safe, so adored, that she lets go of control and just feels again? That's what men really fantasize about. They imagine the moment your eyes light up in their presence, the moment your guard drops. Not because you've been worn down, but because you've been seen. They want to be the reason you rediscover your playfulness, your sensuality, your hunger for life, the part of you that may have gone quiet after years of heartbreak, rejection, or settling for less than you deserve. See, men are energized by your aliveness, your radiance, your fire. But here's what's really interesting. They don't just want to witness it, they want to ignite it. They want to feel like they were the reason you came back to life. Not because you needed them, but because they added something to your world that you hadn't felt in a long time. This is why emotional intimacy and sexual chemistry go hand in hand. A man may fantasize about your body, yes, but when he cares about you, when he's emotionally invested, his deeper fantasy is about watching you light up in a way you don't with anyone else. He wants to feel that when you touch him, when you look at him, when you laugh around him, it's different, it's real, it's yours. And let's be clear, this isn't about being overly sexual or putting on a show. It's about dropping the mask. It's about letting your real desires surface. Whether that's being goofy and silly, deeply sensual, wildly ambitious, or all three, your passion is your power. And the right man, he fantasizes about accessing that part of you, the part that doesn't come out for just anyone. So the question becomes, are you willing to let that side of you breathe again? When you stop trying to be what you think a man wants and start living in your truth, when you stop over-analyzing and start feeling, you become unforgettable. That's what he's dreaming of. Not perfection, not performance, passion. Your passion and the chance to be the one who sets it free. Here's something most women don't realize. Men fantasize about protecting you. But not because they think you're fragile, not because they see you as helpless or weak. In fact, it's precisely because they see your strength, your independence, your value, that they feel this deep primal urge to step up and shield you. Not to control you, but to honor you. You see, when a man truly sees a woman, when he sees the light in her, the way she carries herself, the way she gives her heart to the world, the way she supports others even when she's exhausted, something inside him shifts. He doesn't just desire her, he feels responsible for honoring her. And it's not a conscious thing, it's instinctual. He fantasizes about being the person you can fall apart with. Even if the rest of the world thinks you've got it all together, he wants to be the one you come to. When life gets messy, when you're tired of being strong, when you need someone to say, you don't have to do this alone anymore. That kind of protection isn't about muscles or money, it's about presence. It's about the kind of man who leans in when you're stressed, who notices when you're off, even if you haven't said a word, who watches out for you in rooms where you don't even realize you need watching. It could be him holding your hand in a crowd, making sure you get home safe, standing up for you when someone crosses a line, or simply sending a message that says, I've got you, and meaning it. To a man with depth, your strength isn't intimidating, it's inspiring. But your softness, your vulnerability, that's sacred to him. That's the part he wants to protect because it's rare. And he knows that in this world, women are often expected to stay strong 24/7. And that kind of pressure can be exhausting. So when a man genuinely loves you, his greatest fantasy isn't dominating you, it's defending you, even from things you may not see coming. He wants to be your buffer from the chaos, your anchor when the waves hit. And here's the beautiful part. The more you allow him to step into that role, the more grounded he feels in his masculine energy. Not because you need saving, but because he needs purpose. And nothing gives a man more purpose than knowing he's protecting something precious. So don't confuse this desire with control or overbearing behavior. The right man doesn't want to limit your freedom. He wants to guard your peace. He wants to be the force that allows you to stay soft in a hard world. And when you allow that, when you stop proving you can do it all alone, he doesn't see you as weak. He sees you as worth everything. That's what he fantasizes about, not possessing you, but protecting you with pride. Men fantasize about a lot of things, but one of the most surprising and one of the most powerful is this: being the reason you smile, the man you laugh with, the one who makes your eyes light up when you hear his name, the one who becomes your favorite part of the day. Yes, physical attraction matters. Yes, chemistry is important. But what sticks with a man, what haunts him in the best possible way, is that feeling of making a woman truly happy, genuinely, effortlessly, deeply happy. A lot of people underestimate how much that matters to men. We assume men are just looking for sex or admiration, but the truth is, when a man is emotionally connected to you, his fantasy becomes so much more than that. He wants to be the reason you feel light again. He wants to bring joy to your life in a way that no one else has. Because when a woman laughs, truly, freely, she becomes magnetic. There's a glow that surrounds her. A man who's into you wants to draw that out again and again. He wants to feel like he adds something meaningful to your world, not just takes up space in it. That's what makes him feel masculine, purposeful, and connected. It's why a man will replay a moment where you laughed at his stupid joke, or when you danced like no one was watching in the kitchen, or when you teased him in a way that made you both laugh until your stomachs hurt. He doesn't just want your body, he wants your lightness. And here's the deeper truth: a man who fantasizes about making you happy is usually one who's tapped into his own emotional intelligence. He doesn't want drama. He doesn't want performance. He wants presence. He wants to see that around him, you don't have to pretend. You don't have to be perfect. You can just be your playful, spontaneous, joyful self. That moment when you let go of your overthinking, when you forget about impressing him, when you laugh mid-sentence or tell him about the weird thing that made your day, that's the moment he falls a little harder for you. Because to a man who's genuinely interested in you, your joy is a reflection of his impact. And he wants to know he's adding something to your life, that he's not just tolerated, but treasured. So the next time you catch yourself holding back, over filtering or downplaying your excitement because you don't want to seem too much, stop. Let him see that radiant, unedited version of you. That's the version he'll remember. That's the version he'll miss when you're not around. That's the version he'll fantasize about long after the moment is over. Because your joy, it's not just attractive, it's addictive. And to the right man, it's everything. Men fantasize about being desired, yes. They fantasize about passion and connection. But one of the most powerful and least talked about fantasies a man has when he truly cares about a woman is this: he wants to be the man you admire. He wants to be respected in your eyes. Because for a man, respect isn't just a nice to have in a relationship. It's fuel, it's identity, it's emotional oxygen. When a man is into you, really into you, he dreams about being the one who earns your admiration, not just because of what he does, but because of who he is. He wants to be the guy you talk about with pride, the one who, when you speak of him to your friends or your family, your voice changes because he's that significant to you. He wants to feel like he's your hero, not in some outdated save the day kind of way, but in a way that says, you make me feel stronger, more grounded, and more inspired just by how you see me. See, the truth is, attraction fades when respect fades. A man can feel physical chemistry with a dozen people, but when he feels respected by one woman, that's the one who lingers in his mind. That's the one who becomes unforgettable. And what makes this so powerful is that your respect, your admiration, is something he can't fake his way into. He has to earn it. And he wants to earn it. Whether he's conscious of it or not, the masculine energy thrives on challenge and purpose. A man wants to be provider, not just in terms of money or protection, but in the value he adds to your life, in how he shows up emotionally, in how he supports your dreams, in how he stands by you when life gets hard. He wants to be someone you look up to. Even if you don't need anyone to lean on, he wants to know that in your eyes he is worthy of your time, worthy of your trust, worthy of being by your side. And when you give him that look, the look that says, I believe in you, without needing him to be perfect, something inside him shifts. That's when he starts stepping into the best version of himself. That's when he starts leading with integrity, because he never wants to fall from that place of honor in your heart. But here's the important piece. This isn't about putting him on a pedestal or stroking his ego just to keep him interested. True admiration comes when a woman has standards, when you carry yourself with grace, self-worth, and clarity about what you will and won't accept. Your respect becomes valuable because you don't give it out for free. It's earned, and when a man earns it, it means something. He doesn't want to be liked for convenience. He wants to be chosen for his character. And once he has your respect, your admiration, that's when love turns from a fleeting spark into a lasting flame. So yes, men fantasize about your body, your beauty, your brilliance. But when they're looking for something real, they fantasize about being the one you admire. Because when a man has your admiration, he doesn't just feel desired. He feels seen. He feels like your man. And to the right man, that feeling is everything. So let's bring this full circle. You've just heard 5 of the most powerful, and let's be honest, unexpected fantasies that men have when they're truly drawn to you. And notice, none of them were about control, perfection, or performance. They were all about connection. Emotional, vulnerable, real connection. Because here's the truth most people won't tell you. Men crave depth just as much as women do, but only with the right person, with the woman who makes them feel something they can't find anywhere else. A woman who feels safe enough to let go. A woman whose fire they get to ignite. A woman they get to protect, not because she's weak, but because she's worthy. A woman they can laugh with, build with, and feel proud to stand beside. A woman who admires them, not blindly, but with open eyes and a strong heart. That's you. When you stop trying to prove something and start showing up as the radiant, powerful, deeply feminine force you already are. So here's your challenge. Stop hiding the parts of you that make you real. Stop dimming your light to seem cool or low maintenance. And stop thinking you need to be perfect to be loved. Instead, start letting the right man earn access to the deepest parts of you, your joy, your softness, your standards, your passion. Because the right man isn't fantasizing about someone who has it all together all the time. He's fantasizing about you, fully expressed, emotionally open, and real. If this resonated with you, I want to invite you to do 3 things. Reflect. Ask yourself, which of these 5 things have I been hiding or holding back in relationships? Where have I been playing small or too safe? Share. If you know a woman who needs to hear this, send it to her. Let's stop gatekeeping emotional insight and start supporting each other in love. Subscribe or follow, because these conversations are just the beginning. There's so much more I want to teach you about what builds real attraction. Not the short-term games, but the kind that creates lifelong connection. You are worthy of being loved fully. You are worthy of being chosen deeply. And the man who's right for you, he's already out there fantasizing about the moment he gets to be that man for you. Let's make sure when he shows up, you're already the woman who knows exactly how to let him in. I'll see you in the next one.